to Roger That Podcast. I'm Mary.
I'm Tequila.
And I'm Carla.
And this is another great episode of Roger That Podcast. 2.0. This is our second season.
This season number 2.
Season number 2. Today is Sunday, June the 21st, which is Father's Day. When this airs, it won't be Father's Day. But because of the fact that it is Father's Day, we decided that we would talk about fathers, the importance of having a father in a child's relationship, in a home, or, just etc. So, first I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the good fathers out there. Because it is some of you out there. Mm-hmm. And then it is some of you bum ass niggas need to when you wake up today, don't come outside, don't take no shower, don't eat, don't do shit.
Don't even get on Facebook.
So, with that being said, I think we all have different dynamics when it comes to our children's father. Well, maybe me and you kind of are the same, but with Carla, it's a little more different because, she got the good end of the stick again. So, you want to start out since you?
Yeah, I can.
I guess kind of just tell us how it is being married to your kid's father, and then you have a child before. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a good dad too. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I don't know. It's so DJ. Well, I probably shouldn't say names, but yeah. So we was high school sweethearts. Broke up, got back together in college. And we had our baby, and he just always been a great dad. He had a great dad, even though dads of the 80s, they had their problems or whatever. But most part, his dad was a really good dad. He's a good dad to me, good dad to y'all, good neighborhood dad to everyone. So I think that just instilled in him. And then that's the way he treated his child, because when we broke up, he was very upset. He was like, "Why do the baby always have to go with the mama? Like, I can take care of my baby. I want my baby with me." But, the situation at the time did not call for that. But he always been just true to his heart with his baby. I mean, she never lacked for anything. She had a closet full of clothes, closet full of shoes. She rode in the parades with him and his family. She went on trips, Orlando, wherever, he just always involved her. Even when he got his new girlfriend, she accepted my baby too. And then it's so crazy because they end up having the same name. So, but long story short, he has 2 more kids now. He's a great dad, very involved. And I just got blessed because when we met in high school, I didn't know I was going to have a baby by him. Moving on to my husband, he had a lot of kids already, but when I met him, so he had some practice. He's an excellent dad as well. Always involved with the girls. I always want to take them somewhere. I remember when they was little, he used to always take them to Steak and Shake or somewhere out to eat when I was at work, so they could have their little time to bond. Now the girls say he fuss a lot because they older and he older, set in his ways. But for the most part, he's a great dad, at home, involved. I always want to be with his kids. So I never had a bad experience, really, except for when those two did not get along because I had moved on to a new man. And, my first child father went down with that. But anyway, we all one big family now. Everybody get along. Everything's great. We all pitch in. She just came back from Italy. And, him, my husband, their uncle, everybody just, was involved to make that happen for her. So, yeah. But I don't have nothing bad to say. I appreciate it. I thank God. And I thank God for my 2 fathers as well. Some women don't have any father. I got 2. So I'm very blessed. Thank you, Jesus.
That is her story. Yeah. Because the damn show ain't mine. We might want to do mine last.
Well, I'll go next. Okay, as far as having a baby, I'm going to call him a baby daddy. How do I start it? Because I don't bash, but there was a time in the younger years where he was more involved. with actually spending time, picking up, taking. I don't know what the little activities would be, but as a child. And then there was an absence in the life for probably about maybe 3 to 5 years, I want to say. And once during that absence, my son was able to go and visit with them and everything. As my son got older, they started having their differences, and that's where when a child starts seeing how a father really is, you in not being in and out of a relationship with me, but some of it was because I didn't want to fool with them. So it's like you gonna try to play, and it was some playing trying to play me against other baby mamas, and well, really just one and all. And that one would have, I don't know if she has a problem with me today, but I don't have a problem with anybody. I mean, kids don't ask to be here. We all know how they got here, regardless of me and that person were sexually active with that guy at the same time. We all ended up having kids by them, by that one guy. But when it would come to my son's father and his relationships, they would accept my son. They would have kids, and my son would actually like to go around. And that may have been more so of the bond that they had because there were other kids involved in the relationships that they had. I was always an open mother as long as my son didn't. He never came back and told me that anybody did anything to him. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess he had, my son's dad would pick the right type of females to have his kids around. Fast forward to today is the time that my son really needs his dad. And for some reason, it's something that happened between my son and his dad like over a decade ago. And my son has actually apologized for it. And just a few weeks ago, I had to be the mediator in between the conversation. And my son is like, Dad, we talked about this. I thought we were over this. Let's move on. I want to have a relationship. And it didn't end good because there was a rejection in that phone call with the ending of a call. And I just told my son, I say, well, you've done your part. As the child, you honor your mother, you honor your father, and you have done that. I'm not going to bash him to you. You're an adult. You're 24 years old. You know that this is the most needed time of your life, but we just going to pray about the situation and that he does come around. So that's how it has been throughout the years of me being a baby mother. My dad, he's always been there in my life. I lived with him in the 7th grade, but I'm not going to say we had a bond. And I think I missed that bond for many, many years. But now with maybe like about 2 years ago, we actually we have a bond. I don't know, it's because just the person that I am. I'm not I communicate, but I'm not going to call every day or whatever. But I do try to check in by sending text messages and everything. But we do have I'm not going to say decent, we have a good relationship. I feel like I can call my dad because a lot of my ways, my thoughts, and things that I do, they are a resemblance of him. So we have a good thing going. So that's pretty much my little sum it up. It's not terrible. It could be better, but I just pray that things do get better with my baby daddy because we can be friends. Like, I don't have no problem with it. He can meet my guy friend. Like, I don't have no problem with that. And nobody should have a problem with it, like Carla said, with her blended family. And that's pretty much where I came from, because even still to this day, if my grandparents were still living, my baby daddy can come around. And that was something I ain't like about my baby daddy too, because he used to try to use that against the situation. Be like, well, your big mama said. I'm like, big mama ain't said nothing, because he said something the other day when we were on the phone, and I was like, big mama must have been on her dying bed if she said that, because she ain't never said she wanted me and you to be together. Because doggone well. But baby daddies, they want to choose their baby mama anyway. It's like they always have that heart for him. He was in the hospital when my baby popped out. He was there. He came as soon as the crown of his head came out, and I think that, he only had two. That was technically the third, but he was actually in the hospital and everything. So that's my little setup right there.
All right, Alice.
So Anybody know me know I can't stand my baby daddy, baby. But I'm gonna say something I probably okay. He ain't always been a fuck nigga. I'm gonna say that. He ain't always been who he is today. So I ain't gonna take that from him. Um, I just don't respect and I just don't like the fact that when men get with certain women, like they allow. Let me tell you something. I don't care who I'm with. Ain't nobody gonna determine, dictate, or tell me how to take care of my child. I'm gonna take care of mine to the day I take my last breath. And people be like, "Well, how you know it's her?" Because he has been with other girls, and he has been involved. You know what I'm saying? Like he involved. He might not be keeping her, but he gonna come get her. You know, even if the girl got her, it don't matter. He has been involved. But it's like when he got with the person he with now. Um, I guess she needed a father for her children, and that's what she transformed him into. And at that point, he forgot he had children. I don't respect him for the simple fact that you ain't finna never let me take nobody else's child nowhere, and I don't take my own child. You know what I'm saying? And I don't respect him because I see the effect it has on my child. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you hurt my child, you hurt me. And like I'm gonna go to hell and back for mine. So I mean, you gonna need to be ready for whatever. And I don't ever want to be your friend. I don't want to deal with you or nothing because I just do not respect a man that put another woman's children before his own children. And I wouldn't say it's just my baby because I think all the children kind of like lack. You know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, you went on a trip and you took the woman you with and her three girls that's the same age as my daughter to California, knowing my baby ain't never went to California and wanted to go. Like, what in you didn't say, well, let me take my child too? You know what I'm saying? And then for my baby to have to sit on social media and run in there and be like, Mom, look at my daddy and look, you know what I'm saying? Then you lied to her and said you was going to take her to New York. A week later, you called and asked me, can I buy a jacket? And then 2 weeks after that, you call and ask us, can we buy a ticket? At that point, bitch, I'm taking her to New York. She just riding with you. Like, when I take my baby on trips, I don't ask him for nothing because that's me taking my baby on our trip. You went from taking our kid on a trip to, can you buy a jacket? Can you buy her ticket? What, you wanted me to send her with money for food too? And because I didn't do any of that, she didn't go on the trip. Like, I just don't, like, I'm telling y'all, like, I just cannot, I do not respect a man that do not take care of his children and be sitting up and playing daddy to other bitches' children. And I do not respect a woman that lay down with a man and allow a man not to take care of their children. Any nigga I ever been with that had a child, bitch, you can't love my baby because you ain't doing that for your own. You just can't. You can't love my baby and want to do so much for my baby when you ain't doing nothing for your own. And I've always been like that. And I got people still to this day, a relationship I done been in, and you know, he done had children by a girl, and like, baby, we still cool. And they tell me all the time, like, those were the best years that they had from him when he was with me. Cause I'm not finna sit there and play with you. You can't go buy my baby no shoes if you ain't bought your own children no shoes. Yeah. It ain't adding up. That's stupid. If you can't buy all of them, don't buy none of them. And then even if you can't buy my baby, you take care of your children. Those are your children. At the end of the day, when our relationship fails, when our relationships are over, when marriages are over, these are still your children. Yeah. And with girls, it's so much different than boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much different. Girls need their daddy. And this ain't what I'm saying. This is what I know because I needed a daddy. And because I had a daddy, but like he had a drug problem. My biological daddy had like a real bad drug problem. So he couldn't be there and be who I needed him to be as a father. And we talked about this in season 1. But with my daughter, he really made up for it. But I didn't really start healing the little girl in me and start really loving myself and giving myself self-worth until my stepdaddy really, and everybody know I do not call him my stepdaddy, but until my daddy came into my life and really showed me what it was to have a father. And all those little girl hurts and all the stuff I had done and, you know, all that stuff just really, he really healed a lot in me. So for me to know that my kid is hurting and like going through things, and I'm dealing with stuff with her, and I know that's because, you know what I'm saying? Because like you ain't shit. I could give her everything in the world. I could be who I, and it brings up that question of why he don't love me, and she try to come off hard like she don't care like me, but I see that shit. So fuck nigga, I would never respect you. I would never fuck with you. Bitch, you couldn't be thirsty, and I got a 30 pack of Sam's Club water, bitch. You gonna die of thirst. Cause I don't play by my kid, and I just hate that. I just hate that. And it's good daddies out here because we know one. And I always give him his flowers. When I say man ain't have no house, car barely running, no money, no nothing. And when you see his children interact with him,
see him,
oh my God,
Daddy,
it's like they see Superman.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like they see Superman. They don't see the fact that he don't have no money. They don't see the fact that his car be running high. They don't see the fact that he has no roof or nowhere to take them. They don't see none of that.
The thing is time.
Yep. And he gonna do that. He gonna do that
with them.
With both of them. He gonna do that.
He puts in that time with them no matter what his situation is.
He gonna do
and
that.
A lot of men don't understand, or they don't care to understand. They feel, because there was a time that my son's father was like, he didn't have any money. And I think it took my grandmother to actually say, look, it doesn't matter what type of money you have. You got a car and you riding around in it, just come pick him up and ride with him. Just take him with you. So he did start doing that. That's why I say I'm not going to bash him, because he has tried. And I know with the prayer of God, and just I feel sorry for my son, but I try not to show that, because just like Mary said, when your children are hurt, you hurt as well. If you don't hurt with your children, I don't know. They didn't come from that umbilical cord. I know mine can't, because when even in the situation now, I can kind of tell or feel when he's having a bad day, and I'ma check in with them. But when he lets me know, what I'm saying, I did start off a little shaky, and we were just listening at something. That was a mother that had that dream, woke up out her sleep, and lo and behold, that's where her daughter was. So mothers have that bond with their kids, and it's always still that same. It should be that same way with the fathers. And like I said, with Carla's situation, my mom, she was married when we were younger and everything. But I don't ever recall my dad having an issue with her husband or anything like that. My dad has always been able to come around to my grandparents' house. If there's, like, when they would come in town, they were stopping over there at 601 Donald. And when they moved 2017 Diggs, they was going to stop by, chill, and he would bring his wife as well. So, and then another thing, when I was growing up, if I went on a trip, my sister Brandy was included in that trip as well. She was a mama's baby or whatever. So it was sometimes she just didn't want to go, especially when I went over the summer to stay. But just like on weekend trips for holidays and stuff, and wherever I went, the door was open for her to go. She was never pushed to the side. So I look at, I see men post all the time, and it's like they want clout. They want recognition for the things that they do for their children.
And that's what you're supposed to do.
What you getting a pat on the back for?
You ain't doing nothing
extraordinary.
You taking care of your child.
Just like the mother would have.
And that's why I'm telling you, and everybody always talk about, have anybody ever noticed Father's Day have the worst weather ever?
All the time.
Every year Father's Day.
Every time.
And I'm going to say this. It's some bad mamas out there too now, but it's just like, at some point, y'all gotta understand, God ain't pleased with y'all, and it's so sad that the good daddies have to suffer with the bad ones. It be bad weather every Father's Day, and I'm gonna tell you this too, bro. Like, I don't know, like, I can't really talk about this subject because I know a lot of shit my baby go through is because, like, even when my daughter lost her brother, I think that was a time when they daddy was supposed to get his children and hold them close. Fuck everybody else and they children and what they going through. It was time to check on your children and they mental, and that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And like right now, and I talk to and everybody know my daughter brother mama. she that in her mind, that's her daughter. Like, you can't tell her she ain't pushed out. Like we really put them children together. So like I just don't like I try to get it. I just don't. Like, that was the time I felt like you should have pushed them children together. Like, let your children know you got them. Like, you should be afraid to even lose
Another one.
another
Another
child.
child,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Like, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. So when it happened to a person I love, like a sister, like I love this girl like a sister. We raised our children together, and you know what I'm saying. And that was almost like I lost a son in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that bothered me so bad, and I just knew at that point that he would be a better father. But you wouldn't. And like, now age does things. And one thing about me, everybody need to know, I ain't one of them people that be like, oh, my child don't do this. Baby, I'm going to tell it, because I know I'm not the only, I may not be the only mama going through this. You know what I'm saying? So it might help somebody. She ain't not robbing banks or doing nothing like that now. She don't do nothing like that. But she just do little stupid stuff
Regular.
that gets her in trouble.
Yeah.
And I know it's because she really need help. I've offered to pay for my baby to go to therapy. But children, especially, she 22. Like, mama, you don't know what you talking about. Or I'm good. I'm the, and you not. You know what I'm saying? Because you lost your best friend.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine losing my siblings. And with them two, they 4 months apart. And it's so crazy because when she used to go stay the night over there, her brother had a bump bed. And his mom used to send me pictures every day, like, why is these children in the same bed looking alike? Like, that was really her person. So she never healed from that. And fuck, nigga, you never even thought one time to be like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I gotta get my children together. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You still want to go play daddy to some children that don't even belong to you. And I just don't get that. I just don't. And so I think I'm just so angry with him because, like, my kid needs you. And let me just say this, because her stepdaddy is good to her. But at the end of the day, a child still know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my stepdaddy. Like, it's still like, why my daddy don't want me? Why he can't do this and why he can't do that? So I know the little stuff she doing is because, like, she hurting and she really need to go to therapy. She really need to talk to somebody. I've offered. She might be going right now, not of her own free will, and I thank God for that. But it's just like, I be wondering how y'all get up. And I can see this nigga right now up with his fucking linen suit on, bitch, going to somebody's barbecue, celebrating a day, bitch, you don't even deserve. Bitch, you don't even deserve to wake up. Babe, look, babe, wake up tomorrow. And I'm telling you, I hate that. And there's somebody somewhere else, like, dealing with the same thing. And I'm not no bitter baby mama. I never was. Babe, I love when you got a girlfriend. I just need to know one thing. Do she babysit? Do she babysit and that she won't harm my baby? I've never been one of them types.
Yeah.
I've never been one of them types. I don't even... Did I like my baby dad? I might have did. I don't know. He had a little money then. I don't know was it like or not. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I've never been jealous of nobody he been with. Nobody. But the girl he with now, I never wanted to deal... I never wanted my baby with her. I never wanted my baby around her. You know what I'm saying? I've never voiced that to my kid. Like, if she wanted to go, I used to let her go. But every time they would go, it would be something.
Yeah.
Like, my mama called me one day. I'm like, Mom, where you at? Going to pick up Asia and her brother? From where? God, they by 12, maybe 13. God, they standing outside the apartment complex with their bags. Talking about they was about to walk from the person he with now house. That's just how uncomfortable the churn is. And y'all know Asia had a phone since she was 5. Yeah. Y'all know Asia had a phone since she was 5. Baby. And I always made sure she had a phone, because call somebody. And she gonna call. Come get me. Baby, they was at the apartment complex at the rent office with their bag.
Wow.
And Mama said she pulled up, baby. Both of them sitting out there looking alike, baby. Dying laughing. So they never even been comfortable there. And then you like to get mad at me talking about why I say these things or why your wife don't. Boy, let me tell you something. When it comes to my kid, I don't give a damn about your wife, the shit she rolled in on you. I don't care about nothing or nobody when it comes to my child. At all, period. And I don't know. I could talk about this all day, y'all. I'm going to get up out this. And I just pray God heal whatever in him or fix him or some for him to have a better relationship with his children, because every day ain't promised to you. And my baby done been in 2 car accidents, not 1, 2 car accidents, where I done seen people being less than and don't walk away
equivalent.
from. Yeah. Or don't walk away from.
And don't walk away
at all. And everyone, listen, her first one. Well, her car flipped 7 times.
I don't know. It was upside down when I saw it.
7, 8 times, and it landed on the roof spinning.
Yeah.
You could hear the boy recording on Facebook like, whoever in that home, the dead. And all you see is her little 120-pound body crawling out of there, asking the people to help her turn her car back over. Then she just recently was in one. Bad weather. Then wrapped a tree. Then flew off the interstate. Then wrapped a tree. And you look at it, it's like ain't nothing happened. So I'm going to keep praying for mine. I'm going to keep mine protected, baby. And I just hope, baby, you just get it together. Because you just never know the day or the hour. It ain't old people no more. It's us dying.
Yeah.
It's us dying. It was just on Facebook. I didn't know him, but I guess he went to school. He went to another school with people of my peers. Had a heart attack. Nice looking young man. Married with children, everything. Looked like he was in great shape. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. And a lot of y'all daddies, I'm telling y'all, that one daddy we talking about, he allows me not to give no man no excuse. Because he going to make whatever happen, however he need to make it happen. If he got to walk and then catch a bus and pick him up, however he got to do it, he going to do it. And that's why, and they know, everybody know. And this is my sister's child's father. And baby, I'm going to ride for him every time. And she know it. She know don't play with him. I'm going to protect them at all costs because they just ain't out here like that no more. Mm-hmm. Them children don't know nothing this man was going through. This man showed up every time. Mm-hmm. This man gonna show up every excuses. Time. He could have had 1 million. Mm-hmm. And they would have been valid.
Yep.
They would have been valid. And some of y'all ain't going through nothing, just don't want to keep your children. Just don't want to keep your children. Them children love him to death. I'm telling you. And I always say this. I always say, I just pray God give him just overflow. I just pray God shift his life because he deserves it. I'm telling you, some of you niggas, and then y'all get with these baby, y'all don't be liking the baby mama, so y'all don't want to do nothing with the children. I watched a video on Facebook the other day, and it was so funny. That young dude was like, I'm going to take care of my baby, I don't want nothing to do with you. Baby, he hadn't got the sheriff office. I'm going to send it to y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Hadn't got the drop off to be the sheriff office location. Baby, he had that baby in his hand just to laughing.
Yeah.
Took that baby in there. Oh, I got something. Came back out. The sheriff was trying to get it from him. He gave it to her. Showed her what he had bought. Baby walked out straight smiling, and she was sitting there so mad. She just looked like she wanted to be with the shit. Yeah, she wanted to be with the shit. That boy said, ain't nobody gonna stop me from being a father to my child. At any means, however we gotta do it, it's gonna happen. That's her daddy. And he was young.
Yeah.
Y'all hate y'all baby mama so much, but it's so many ways y'all can still be a part of y'all children's life. And for the baby daddies that don't have problems with that baby mama like me, my kid's 22. You ain't gotta never call me. And I've never been that type. I've never been a hater, baby. I just need to know, do she babysit? And knowing she ain't gonna do nothing to my child. I don't give a damn you take her to Beijing.
And I'm gonna say this too. Some guys that have kids, they didn't even have a dad in their life. So to me, it's like, just like, you know, we want a better life for our kids than what we had. Why don't the men feel the same way? Like, okay, well, I know my dad wasn't in my life. Let me step up to the plate and be there for my kids where I had that void from.
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse. Because
it's not an excuse. I'm saying, but
why don't they think
it should make them?
My husband didn't have a dad, and I'm telling you. And he
should make them
has
want
like
to.
This thing in him where he just, like, there's so much resentment in him. And I don't know if that's what makes him be a better daddy to them girls, because he just every day want to prove himself that he not like his daddy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. All of them are not like that. Some of them
himself that he not like his dad. And then the one we talking about, the good daddy, that be a great daddy with nothing. He didn't have no daddy.
No, he said his daddy was shit.
Yeah, still living.
Even after mama died.
Yes, and he just always treated him different than he treated the bright skin children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's still a A1 daddy. So for you to say you ain't have no daddy and you don't know how to be no daddy, I don't think none of us knew how to be no daddy. I knew I ain't know how to be no mama.
I was scared
to death.
It's a scary situation.
And I didn't know how to be no mama.
And everybody was like, you gonna know it's gonna be your intuition.
It's just gonna be
and
natural.
I'm like, and sure enough, when you hear them certain cries, you know, oh, that's hunger cry, that's wet cry, that's boo-boo cry. Like, but that first day, you terrified
in that hospital with them. But yeah, I don't understand why men do that. So to all of the great dads, I just want to say happy Father's Day to y'all. And every day can be Father's Day.
Yeah.
It just, wherever you think that you're lacking. Another thing, bond with your kids. Girls or boys. I don't care what it is, a girl or a boy. I feel like they all need a father figure. They need not just a father figure. They need their biological dads in their lives, because sometimes they will look at, just like you said, well, why is my daddy over here with this woman, his kids, he treating them like gold, but then when it comes to me, it's like, shoo away. Get away, fly, shoot fly, don't bother me. So that's not cool. So I'm gonna say happy Father's Day. And just if you're not having that bond with your kids, just make today that day. The day that you watch this, if it's a year later, I hope that it was something that we shared that could actually make you as a father say, okay, well, let me just try to change something. Have that conversation with them.
Yeah.
See, especially the grown ones, when you don't really, because like I said, I'm good and old, and I mean good and old, just now starting to be able to have a good bond with my dad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, my whole thing is, and bro, we ain't always, and believe it or not, as much as everybody in the world know I can't stand his ass, we ain't always been like that. That used to be my boy. That was my boy. Like, that was my boy. Like, even when he went on vacation for 8 years, that's what He went on vacation for 8 years. He came home 2 days, the 19th of October, something like that. I know it was October. It was close to Asia's birthday. Her birthday is the 22nd of October. I went to Zales and I bought a diamond crusted bear necklace and everything, and I took it to the handway house. So when she went, it'd be like, oh, he got a gift. So he was my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But and people be like, oh, you can't blame her, and you can't, because at the end of the day, should no grown person be able to make you be the way you are to your children? So I don't know about think we just don't get along, because he was really my boy, but I'm just not one of them women gonna sit up and laugh with you and be all happy baby dad and baby, and I know like you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You hurt my child. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to fight you. If we being honest, you know what I'm just saying, like when you mess with my child, like like I really want to fight, and you don't get it. And I've told you this so many times, and you don't get it. But whatever. But I am gonna say this: some daddies don't need to be in their children life, because there's some evil ones out here. I be watching some of these crime podcasts
where these men
be sleeping with their daughters and killing them,
vice versa.
So all daddies don't need to be there. Some of y'all need to get the fuck on. But the ones that's out here,
if you have a pure heart, a genuine heart,
but the ones that's out here that you know that you need to be there, and you being a daddy to somebody else and all that, like, and I don't know. Maybe I need to ask the question. Maybe it's just my child. I doubt it, but maybe it's just my child.
Well, I don't think it's just your child. It also comes from when you don't have somebody else, and it just goes across the board. When you don't have it's just you. You may be, the other one may feel that way, but they probably don't even voice their opinion or how they feel to them. And then it's a way to also come to them. Just like I was on the phone with my baby daddy. I will argue with him. But I'm like, at this point in my life, I'm not arguing with nobody about nothing. So when we had that conversation and we really weren't even on three-way. I'm on one phone, he on the other phone. So I'm like trying to hold it. And my son saying one thing, and then he just instantly started getting, but it's also a mental issue. So I'm like, okay, son, and I was like, I say, y'all not gonna argue. It ain't no reason to argue. I'm like, Bear, I understand where you coming from, and Mr. Dixon, you need to understand where he coming from. Like, some stuff you just have to forgive and forget, and whatever it wasn't anything for you to even be this pissed off over a
years
decade.
Later.
And regardless, that's your child. That's your child. And he has matured enough to, and been matured in whatever it wasn't nothing humongous. My son just felt like, you don't be doing nothing enough, so this is what I'm going to do right here. And you shouldn't be pissed off about it. But whatever it was a situation where there was a communication where they had, but for somebody to keep bringing something up and y'all trying to get past it, stop doing it. Just stop. That's the only thing.
It's like you purposely trying to block it.
So trying to block it, and you trying to put up anything, and then because you don't y'all ain't getting along, you want to throw me out there. And I told him, I say, it's not me. You try to put the blame on, but I don't want to talk about that no more. I'm done with that. So happy Father's Day, y'all. I do want to talk about. I'm heavy on the seasons. Like, we had our little break in between season one and season two,
Mm-hmm.
and in between that time, um, I think I'm in my season of listening and get back, and not getting back at anybody about anything, but it's basically the season of return. That's what it is. The season of listening, paying attention to anything that happens, goes on. Use my mind. So when you had your work thing or whatever, when we went out, supposed to go out of town or whatever, that was when the spirit flights
Oh yeah.
actually, canceled. So when I got up that morning, the flight was canceled. And I was like, well, damn. So then they came back or whatever. So throughout the day, I kept watching it and everything. And before I got ready to go to Pensacola, the flight was delayed. So once I get to
Mm-hmm.
Pensacola and I see, I'm going in there, getting ready, and I'm looking at all, I'm like, why is everything shut down? It was raining and a little windy. And when I'm like, Spirit, the only one open. So I was like, okay. But then they was like, no, I'll go to the kiosk to check in. They was like, no, don't check in. Just come to the counter. And the girl said, she said, we can reschedule your flight or we can refund you. I had no hesitation. Give me the refund. Well, I did. I was thinking. I said, well, when will the next flight be? She said, well, all the flights for tonight are shut down due to the weather. I said, just go on, give me the refund. They instantly gave me my refund back. You was still trying. And that had never happened to me, y'all. I'm usually like, okay, well, anytime I get ready to go on a trip, I'm like, Lord, just whatever it's something, a reason that I'm not supposed to go, block it. Just
Yeah.
block it before I get on that road, get on that plane, get on that, but however my means of traveling is, before I actually get on it, just block it. And I was like, that I can't be mad about it. I couldn't be mad about it. So I listened to that. I done had other little situations in between, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just listen to it.
Yeah.
All the way down to the day that I'm fixing to take my son clothes. I kind of felt like it was a different way because when I was saying, I was like, I've done this setup before, but this was actually taking clothing to a funeral home. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable
Yeah.
doing this. I went and got them I said, I'm not taking them to a funeral home. I know what I'm taking them for, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. So lo and behold, right before I was getting ready to that Friday, I got a call from the lawyers and said, well, it's not going to go. I was like, oh my God. Even though I was already planning for it, I was like, Lord, why is it just what is the problem? Why are we steady pushing this back? Like I'm ready for this to be over with. Now I gotta call him, let him know, like, well, he gotta call me or I gotta text him, and I'm like, I'm just so ready for this to be over with. So then that same day I had to go to the bank. And I don't have my personal bank is in Mississippi. So I was gonna have to take an hour and go there. But then I was like, you know what, I can Zelle the money to my bank account here in Mobile. Well, in Mobile or whatever. So I Zelled the money and I went into the bank. And when I walked into the bank and I walked up to the teller, I'm not really nosy. I'm just looking around. But the girl had some sticky notes and they were scriptures. And before I had left home, I said, Lord, speak to me. I said, I need you to speak to me and tell me why are we so, like, why is this still going, like, why? I'm not supposed to question you, but I want to know at this point because this has been going on for a long time and I just need to know, you know. And when I went in that bank, the very first scripture was, and I may not quote it the correct, but I do know it was Isaiah 60 and 22. When the Lord, says it's time, I will make it happen. That's all I needed. And that just sent chills through my body because that's what I needed to know. It's just not it's not the good time right now. And for what I'm manifesting, for what my son is manifesting and praying for, it's working. It's working. I see the change in him. I see the calming spirit in him. I have the change in myself. I'm just like, Lord, keep that change when we do have 100% freedom and we're here. We're out here in the free world. Like, keep that. So for me, and then also in the season of get back and the return, I'm gonna have everything that I've ever spent out, and it's never gonna go back out.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna never have this situation, and I'm saying never. I will never be put in this situation again with my child, with my family, with close friends. we're not going through this again. We're not going through this. You know, I try to speak positivity. Like, I try to stay positive with any type of just whatever. Like, yesterday on the way to New Orleans, we on the road, and that was like a little bit of space, and I had to slam on brakes, and my car like stopped, but it was sliding, and I was just able to slide over. And that car behind me, they had just enough. It was a truck, but we would have been sandwiched in, and ain't no telling how much impact could have came behind that other truck. But I just thank God for sparing us, because it could have been a situation. So Lord, just all of the shields and the protection that you have, continue. I'm just going to keep saying that. Continue to protect, continue to lead us and guide us into the season of keeping prosperity and my season of freedom.
Oh, bless you.
Complete freedom.
That's crazy, because I went and got a massage. Y'all know I don't be getting facials, massages, and none of that. I gotta learn how to start doing that. But anyway, the girls and Theo had got me for Mother's Day. They got me a gift card to Massage Envy. So I went and I got my massage done. And the lady, I don't know, it's just like the Lord put her in the room. So when I got in there, I was like, okay, this is my first time. So she, she was just educating me on what's gonna happen, what type of products she gonna be using, the type of add-ons I could do, the type of therapies or whatever. So I just went along with what she suggested. And while she was massaging me, it was real relaxing, dark, had that little music playing. It was great. She was just like, just out the blue, you got favor on you, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. She said, no, I'm for real. I don't just tell people that I could just feel it. And it just, I don't know. It just kind of did something to me, like, you know what? And y'all, when I woke up that morning, I was so sad. That was the morning where it pulled down raining. Like, it rained real bad all day. And I woke up so sad. Everybody was like, Mama, what's wrong? Theo was like, Carla, what's wrong? And I didn't know. You know how sometimes you just don't feel good, but you don't know why. Mm-hmm. And when I went in there, I came out from that 1 hour with that woman, I was a whole new person. Like, it's like she massaged my mind and my body and my soul. Like, girl, just give it to God, all of it. You got favor. It's going to work out.
Well, y'all know, baby, when it comes to that God talk, baby, I could do a whole season. I don't really, listen. I know it ain't what nobody told me. I done tried him too many times, baby. He done came through.
Have you tried him?
Listen, you sound like your grandma.
There you go.
Have you
tried him?
You sound like your grandmama now. But I just
need
know,
the tambourine.
I know.
And when you know, you know. When you know, you know. Like, I was brought up in the church, and I enjoy going to church. I enjoy going to church now. I need to go.
I need to go, but
I have found it. That's the thing. I didn't find. I was going to different churches. I wasn't receiving the message. I wasn't feeling like this was where I needed to be. But I have found it, and it's not gonna happen overnight. You're gonna have to try it. Yeah. Don't just say it ain't the same, because now a lot of them are not. Because a lot of them, you go in there, they want money. They talking about stuff. All of this, that, and the other about going on.
I'm just saying, it's not like the one. Let me tell you where I get my best churching from, and it's on when I watch Pastor Mike. Yeah,
yeah. So
Pastor
you
Mike
find your people.
Yeah.
You find your person. You find what works for you to receive.
I done went to churches. And like my church where I live at, it's like a mega church, but it's like nobody, and they probably do outreach, they do stuff like that. But I come from a church where people used to help people, and not talk about it, and don't want to put it on Facebook, and don't want to show the world what they doing here at the church. They used to help people. Church was the church, and I watched some of them on YouTube. And baby, when I say that be the church, you know what I'm saying? So. I mean, I'm quite sure they still out there, but some of them you got to be careful too, because I firmly believe some of the worst people are in the church.
They are.
Or in the church.
Because they're predators.
Yeah, we started the podcast. We were just watching
about
the pastor.
That man was terrible.
And some of the worst people are in the church.
They are. And it's the leader of the church.
Yeah.
What's the man's name? that locked the doors and wouldn't let the people leave until they got the money.
Was it Kraft?
You know, Drewski did a
He did a
skit on him.
skit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was one I
I
probably
can't
I'm not
remember his
familiar
name,
with.
but that man is crazy.
Looney
They were showing me his videos at work. God, that man had spit in that man's face.
Just like Pastor Mike. That's the young dude. His name Mike too, I think you talking about.
Well, he wear all the Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior and the red bottoms and all that.
Yeah, that might be him, but the one, my Mike that I'm talking about, don't get him.
Yeah, you the
that's the one in Birmingham. But
that man crazy.
They be the worst people, and that's just like when they had that big thing in Houston that time. Remember, Pastor Joe Osteen?
Yeah, now, when they wouldn't let the people sleep in the church.
People he could have housed in that church. That is what that's what that's for. People forget that church is not a fancy building. A church is a place of of covenant. Of safety, that's
salvation.
That's a place he was supposed to have all them people in there, and I'm quite sure they had a kitchen back there. You were supposed to do whatever you needed to do. You was worried about people dirtying up your church. This ain't even your church. Everything that you have belongs to the Lord. But I'm telling you, but when they see it, and when they see it again. They wonder why things happen the way they happen. You cannot deny the children of God. You had enough room to bring everybody in, and you locked your doors.
Probably could have had half the city. That church is huge.
Yes, and you locked your doors. You just, baby, I'm telling you, you're gonna see it again. But that's why I don't look, baby. Don't get me to talking about the Lord, baby. When I say He has been so good to me. I know I'm where I am because of Him. This ain't no mama, no daddy, no nothing. Everything I am and everything I have is because of God. And that's the way I have to always think about it. And that's the way I'm always going to think about it. It ain't because of no job. It ain't because of no man, no husband, no nothing. Everything I am is because of God. And I always talk about this and I tell y'all, I don't care where I'm at. And I'm not the type of person that be in the club and talking about God and all that. But if I feel a need, if somebody come up to me and they have a conversation, I don't care where we at. And if I can't talk about God wherever I'm at, I can't be there. My grandma used to always say, take God everywhere you go. And when you can't take Him, don't go. And I'm a firm believer in that because you just never know when He going to show up or when it's your time. It don't just happen in church. You know what I'm saying? And I always, and I don't know why I don't know, maybe because I try my best, and God know I try my best to just be so good to people and just treat everybody the way I would want to be treated. A lady came to the job yesterday. She called Monday or Tuesday, and she was on the phone. She wanted to talk to the manager, so they gave me the phone. And everybody know my sister worked for me, so Nicole was at her desk, and I had the lady on speakerphone. And instantly, Nicole was just like, "Oh, I just love her." Like you could just feel her energy. Nicole was like, "Oh my gosh, I just love her," and she was just using words like divine and this and that. And so she needed something, and I was like, general, everybody know. So, and I was like, well, protocol, I cannot do that for you. It has to be paid for. I was like, so we sat on the phone. So I said, listen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. When you come Friday, it'll be here. I'm going to do it. So she was like, oh, Lord, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. She was like, she was just like, oh, God, I just pray that God just, just really bless you. And I said, I receive it. That's Nicole. And I was like, God, I receive that. And we was on the phone. I said, look, don't start me talking about God now because I ain't going to do none of my work. Let me do my work. We laughed or whatever. So she came in Friday. So one of the girls up front came to the back and they was like, well, she want to pay for that. What she needed was $1,000. But they was like, well, she don't have the money to get it done. And it was like $30 for the labor. And she was like, well, I think she think it's like a lot of money. So I said, well, come on, take me to it. And everybody know I'm in my office. I'm in the back. Don't bother me. Don't nobody see me. I don't see nobody. I work from the phone. Email me or something. I can fix problems from here. I don't get up. I said, well, let me get up and I'm going to go see her. So the girl walked up to her and she was like, this is Miss Mary. And she was like, oh, Lord, she grabbed me. She said, God bless you. She was like, I just want you to know I love you and God bless you. Aww. And I say, it's only $30 to do. She said, yeah. She said, but I said, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off the money for the labor. So basically it's going to be like, it's free.
Right.
Like, And so she was like, oh, see, she said, you done so much. I said, I ain't did nothing. I really ain't did nothing. I ain't gave you nothing. I ain't did nothing, And so she was like, no, she was like, you have done so much. She said, I just want to thank you so much. She said, I got cancer. She said, it's the second time it done came. She said, I went to the doctor last week. She said, and her doctor told her, I don't know who you praying to or what you praying about, but keep doing it.
Okay.
We don't see it no more. Just done vanished. And she was just like, and she was just sitting there. She was telling me, she said, you know, she said it's just hard to meet genuine people that really care about you without just trying to see what you could do for them or whatever.
Trying to get some.
She said, I just really want you to know that God loves you and that you think He take care of you not. This is her exact words. She said, you think He take care of you not. She said, you just wait and watch and see what He do for you. She said, you think people hating off you not and don't even know you. And she said, it's so crazy. She said, because to me, you just seem, and that is me. Like, and that's why I always tell people, whatever you ever hear about me, believe it.
Yeah.
I ain't finna be trying to clear it up, believe it. Whatever you think you know about, believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know who I am. And as long as I feel like that man is satisfied, I don't care who on earth care. You gonna lie. Baby, I've been lied on, talked about so much, baby. That don't even bother me. And then when I look back at the people that done did it,
look at them.
I know I got favor. You should have been trying to
cling on
with me. Yeah, I always talk about that. I always say, even women that have more of me, I just be like, God, give me the crumbs. You know what I'm saying? And so we were
the crumbs.
And we were sitting there and we was talking. Yes. So I had to went back to my desk. I said, you know, at the end of me playing with it, it was like a $200 discount. So basically, you know. So I said, well, just take the I said, tell her to take the rest of the little money and go to Piccadilly or something. She like Piccadilly. So she wanted me to come back up there. I said, oh Lord, this lady just don't know, baby. I don't come out to this office. So I said, well, let me go back up there. She pulled me to the side, baby. We had to start having church at the job. Baby, she pulled me to the side. She said, God told me to tell you, go, that He is pleased with you. She said, give it 4 months. She said, I'm gonna come up here in 6. She said, give it 4 months. She said, you're going to receive the biggest blessing. It's going to blow your mind. She said, it's going to blow your mind. She said, you give everything you got to wait on it.
Oh, sweet cousin. It's true. Oh, Alice, we love you. Don't make me cry, too.
I ain't sad or nothing.
I know.
She said, you get everything you got away. She said, but this here, don't you do it. You keep it for yourself. She said, God has showed me that. She said, you an angel. And, you know, and we talk about that. Oh, y'all, I'm a thug. Oh, so me crying is really bothering me. And we talk about that because I never really cared. Like, when I say I don't care what people think about me, I really don't. I don't care. And, like, we talk about that, and I think that kind of shifted because everybody know DC Young Fly is like my favorite person. Everybody know that. And I think it's because, like, you know, we had that same, like, we gonna joke, he gonna smoke, I'm gonna drink, whatever, but we gonna talk about God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we gonna just try to help everybody around us. And they gave him like a little birthday, but y'all gonna have to go watch it on YouTube. For his birthday, they gave him like a little 85 South Shore birthday. Bro, when I say everybody got up there, bro, he had to cry about 2-3 times. Everybody got up there, and you know, it was supposed to be a roast. They was supposed to be saying like Jenkins, saying like bad stuff, you know, talk about him. And everybody got up there, just said such good things about him. And then in that moment, I was like, I wonder what people think of me or say about me, you know? Like, I wonder, you know, what people, like, how people feel. Now, a few old people, I know they can't stand me, and that's fine. I can't stand you neither. I don't like you neither. Like, I ain't never tried to do nothing. I got whatever you got for me, I got for you. And I've always been like that, but you know, to the people that I really care about, so at that moment, just certain people in your life, you just wonder like how do I affect their life? You know what I'm saying? Or what do they, you know, or what do they think of me, or what do they have said about me? But when you get a chance, go watch this little birthday thing on the 85 South Show. It was good. It was good. Now the one with Carlos, it was more of a roast. Like they really joked. They really joked. But the one with DC, I'm telling you, bro. So I'm a thug, y'all, and I'm crying, so I'm real mad. But you know, so I just said it to say, y'all, listen, God is so good, and even when you think that, even when other people just feel like you just supposed to be in this space because of certain things in your life, like you just supposed to be depressed, I'm not gonna do it. I'm dealing with something with my child right now. We talked about this, and I have been saying and asking God for him to just fix the issue. And sometimes I think we get mad because he fixed it, but he don't fix it the way you think. You think that should have been fixed.
Gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna do it the way he feel like
it needs
it's
to
the
be
right
done.
way to be done.
And that's where you have to be able to accept
let it,
and let it flow. You just have to open it up.
As a parent and being human, and special like with you and I, we only got one kid. So I think a lot with us is we only got one chance to get this right.
We only have one chance. It's that one chance.
If something happen with our children, like we have nothing. We have no other children. I think when things happen to people children, they have other children. That's where they grow their strength from. Yeah. Like with us, you know what I'm saying? So I know God just showed me like my baby just gonna be the best version of herself. And it's just like she just had to go through things to get there. So when she get there, she'll appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But we talked about this because I've been asking God to just do this for me. And I think he doing it. Is he doing it the way I think he would have done it? No.
No.
I mean, the way he doing it, am I sad? Yep, but guess what? When I gave it to him, I'm not asking for it back. I trust him, and I believe in what he's doing. And when it's done, he's going to give me the child like I've been praying for. So, and I'm all good about it. Like I say, and don't think when we be up talking about our children out there. No, just doing stupid stuff like
what kids do.
What kids do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
doing what we told you not to do.
Anything that you feel like whatever you might be going through the same thing with your kids. Not all kids are perfect. Not even the perfect kids have their own little things, and you may not be
you don't know about
their decisions, or you may not know about it. So don't never say what your kids will and won't do. Or I know my child. Yeah, you know them when they up under your nose, but when they leave from under your nose, you don't know what the child out here doing.
And I love the relationship I have with my child, because she gonna call me 11 times a day. She gonna tell me all her business that I don't want to hear, that I don't want. And I think that's important too, especially for mothers with girls, to have them relationships with your children like that. Because you got some of them, they judge their children so much, they out here sneaking. You don't know. So when something happened, you don't know what to do, what they was doing, who they was involved with, what they was, or none of that. And so so when I say stuff, my baby ain't out here bothering nobody, harming nobody, nothing like that. She just keep making little stupid ass decisions. You know what I'm saying? And people stop thinking, especially young people, because I don't know if it's an art. And listen, I ain't telling nobody to do this. Don't think that. But it's like, we used to drink when we was younger, and we used to really can drive home. It's like now, I don't know what the fuck these little motherfuckers be doing. But look, get an Uber. It's so many things. And we didn't have all this growing up. We couldn't call Uber. We just had the yellow cab.
Yeah.
And you better hope they ain't raping.
Yeah.
We just had the yellow cab.
Because it went on.
Yeah, but it's so many things in place now to where if you drinking, you could call. It's some clubs have like
they have a number, they like a text number, like out of town when you go places.
It's important. It's important for parents to have them conversations with their children, and they don't listen because mine don't. Not to drink and drive, because not only are you putting your life in jeopardy,
but
you putting others people's lives in jeopardy. And that's how I know God love me, baby. That's how I know I am favored, and that's how I know my prayers over my child work. Because when I say my baby has been in a car accident that I knew I was supposed to be going to identify her body, but I wouldn't. I was going to pick her up from a crime scene. I mean, from the wreck. And just like they had that little girl a few weeks ago going to college, you know what I'm saying? And went off the road and had a car accident, and her mama had to bury her. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't take nothing for granted. Nothing at all, because I could have been that mama.
Yeah.
So y'all, we just gotta pray for our children and just keep doing the best we can. And I'm telling you, special. And I know all daddies need to be in boys and girls' life, but it's something about a daddy and a daughter.
Yeah.
And when they lack that, they look for it in every other area. I did it. You know what I'm saying? You just look for something from a man that you think you're supposed to have,
and they pick up on it. That's what you missing, and they play on it. They play on it. Yeah. Not all of them. You know, some girls will get a good guy. They'll be like, "Oh, she damaged. Let me show
We need
her that
to
it
show
can
her
be
it can
this
be better.
way.
This is how
But
it's supposed to
it's
be.
a lot
Yeah, but
of
these young dudes now though, they be thinking when they do something for you, they own you. Baby, you don't own these folks' churn.
no.
Well, anytime somebody want to relieve a relationship, I don't care. You've been married 30 years, been together. You have no right to make somebody stay in a relationship that they don't want to be in. These women be wanting to leave, and these men be killing them. It's so many women out here. It's so many men out here, and half of them be already sleeping with other men. Did y'all see that one? Well, that pretty girl they had got married, and she found out her husband was sleeping with men, and she wanted to leave, and he killed her. Why you mad at her?
Because you out here doing right.
Because you can't accept, but now you where you want to be. Because now you're going to spend the rest of your life dropping the soap. But this is where you wanted to be.
And you should have just let her go on by her life.
That's crazy. I'm telling you now. If I ever want to leave, baby, you better let me get my stuff in the trash bag. Because they're going to be the okay corral. Because it's so scary. I don't trust nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they be feeling like I took care of you. That's what you was supposed to do. You ain't did nothing you was supposed to do. You was married to this woman. You was with this woman. You was supposed to take care of this woman. You ain't did nothing you didn't supposed to do. You do not own this woman. Any woman that is tired and ready to go or just not happy, you only got one life to live. Do not stay in no marriage, no relationship or nothing and be miserable for 30 to 40 years and, because you're afraid to go. But listen, you got one life to live and y'all men have to stop when these women want to leave feeling like you own them and killing them, taking their life, especially at 19 and 20. Baby, I was somewhere with a beeper, a phone, trying to see what else was, baby, outside. And y'all in love.
Living life.
You gonna go through 20 more people, married 2-3 people. You just gonna go through so much. How is you in love at 19 and
20? That's
and
so
you taking somebody's life.
young. That's too young to just be around here talking
Baby,
about
I
you
was trying
focus
to make
on
sure
love
I had a
anyway.
babysitter to go to Big Daddy's. Y'all around here talking about y'all about to spend the rest of your life in prison and take a child from their mother because you don't want to let her go.
And now you're taking away from your family as well.
Yeah, that's sickening. I hate that so bad. I do. But
yeah.
It's Father's Day. We did our little Father's Day. It started off as Father's Day segment, but like any other time, you just never know what you're gonna get around here. So again, I want to say Happy Father's Day to the real fathers and to the ones that don't do shit. Stay in the bed all day, bitch.
Yeah.
So
that pretty much sums it up.
I hope you get a stomach ache and have diarrhea to Wednesday.
Well, I know y'all probably want to know why we did come to New Orleans for a day. We went to the Poor Minds Still Sippin' tour last night.
It was so good.
And it was above a ball. It was a dig.
We probably put a few pictures.
Y'all will see some. Yeah, I met Lex and Dre, and I did my big one.
And we all could have done it, but we knew who really
I wanted to see them because and I told them, I have I looked at that, I'm like, I was really talking to them, and they were talking to me. Yeah. I didn't say, when I walked up, Lex was like, "Ooh, we got a real baddie here, and she tall," and Dre was like, "And she think," I said, "Baby, y'all," I said, "My girl Lex P and my girl Dre," like it was a whole conversation to the point to where I don't think they wanted me to leave, and I ain't want to leave either.
Because Lex told you, bitch, turn around.
She was like, take the picture. Turn around and take this picture, y'all. Like I enjoyed them. Like they were so genuine. It was fun. Yeah, they were very interactive with the crowd. A lot of people got a chance to go on stage. They were pouring shots. It was a whole vibe. It was not a waste of time.
We're gonna start like fun segments all the way through too. I know sometimes we be having, but you just never know who need to hear what we talking about. But we're gonna start having like litty sections from beginning to the end. We ain't worried about no problems, no baby daddies, nobody going through nothing. Just real little sections. And I kind of want to do one on what they was talking about last night about like, do you tell the new dude you with how many you have
been with, or do you lie on your cootie cat?
Yeah,
do you lie on it?
Yeah.
You better.
What they say the number is 3.
Yeah, the magic
number is always
3. What
the magic number.
Drill say she always felt like at the new year, January the 1st, it
start over. I like it.
Yeah, so we're gonna be having little segments and stuff like that too, where it's completely fun, litty, like you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. No heartfelt stuff. But sometimes we talk about things, and I think it be put on our heart because somebody else need to hear it or somebody else may be going through it or something like that. But you know, life
be like
just don't always be serious in life because you just never know. But
never know.
Yeah. So again, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to my dad, the best dad in the world, and happy Father's Day to my biological dad. Rest in peace. That's a food. That was really a food, bro. and Jerry and
Happy Father's Day to Daryl D. Rogers.
And happy Father's Day to Carl Pugh.
I
I know. I'm so glad you came into my life. You know, I know when I was a teenager, we had our little teenager years.
My aunt ain't went to nobody job since she met my own.
Nope, since 96, 95. But he's a great dad. You know, cut my grass and he gave me a call, fix calls, just be there for me all the time. I don't even know. He be working on stuff for me in the background. And he always want me to win. And my biological dad, Lee Ruggs, and you know, I love you to death. We twinsies. And he just came by there yesterday, brought the girls McDonald's for lunch. So, you know, I just really appreciate my fathers, and I thank God that I still have both of them, and they got their stuff together, and I don't have to want for nothing. So, thank you, Dad.
So, happy Father's Day.
All right, happy Father's Day.
All right.
We're going to conclude this episode into season 2.0, and we'll be back.
And I say again, if you're sorry, Dad, stay your ass in the bed. I hope you get diarrhea.
All right, y'all.
Roger that, bitches.
Yeah.
Y'all,